up, Devils? Cheat all back to answer some more goddamn questions. Or actually, today's video is going to be a little bit different, but pretty much same goddamn format. Remember, I told you guys I was going to sometimes, if I see some questions or things to respond to in newer videos, I would step out of line and go into the next one. So today's video that went up, I'm recording this one, so this will be up several days afterwards. But today's video that was the Tom G Warrior one. So maybe I'll even post this a little further in there to kind of keep the scuttlebutt going. You know what I mean? It went up today. I went over the comments and whoo-wee, was there some fucking bad boys in there. So I figured I'd go over that one. So that's the one. What the fuck's the video even called? Tom G Warrior something. Something Frost Tom Warrior says he likes heavy music. No, you don't, brah. And he don't. So let's keep going on over there because, yeah, there was some kind of figured that'd be the case. And in all honesty, that's kind of why I purposely do the videos because controversy is what gets people fucking talking, gets people watching. That's what they like to fucking hear. So, for example, that's why politics is successful. It's nothing but fucking negativity, and division. That's why it's popular. So, anywho, first kind of comments, Ninox111. Tom G doesn't have to prove anybody whether he still listens to metal or not. He invented it, obviously. He doesn't have to explain himself. So there's two things wrong with that statement, brah. And that is, number one, Tom G didn't invent metal. What the fuck are you talking about? Black Sabbath was way before them. Motorhead was before them. Venom was before them. Merciful Fate was before them. There was tons of metal bands before them. So what the fuck are you talking about? No, he didn't invent metal. There was an early on metal band. Yeah, sure. But he didn't invent shit. So that goes out the window right there. And second off, does he need to prove himself? No. He doesn't need to prove fucking jack shit. What did I say? He could be listening to Backstreet Boys for all I care. I could give a flying fuck what he listens to. It makes absolutely zero difference to me. The only whole purpose of that video was that a lot of younger devils watch this YouTube channel and honestly just YouTube channels in general. I mean, to be honest with you, I assume that it's mostly young bucks, young devils that are searching on YouTube just to watch metal-related stuff. I could be completely wrong. That'd be my assumption because a lot of guys that are kind of set in their ways, I'm one of them, quite frankly, don't even watch any metal YouTube channels just because it's kind of like, I just don't need to. I just kind of have my set opinion and I listen to what I want to listen to, right? So it's kind of, in a sense, educational purposes as well, the videos, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you're young and extremely passionate about it, you assume these bands you're getting into and like, oh, these guys they're just into it as much as me, and then you're bummed out when you met them. At least I was at that age when I found out. Like I told the Vader fucking story. And I'm just letting them know, just because they created metal, that doesn't mean that they're listening to, that doesn't mean you have anything in common with it. They created a style that you like in some albums. But outside that, you probably have absolutely nothing in common. And I know because I've kind of had this conversation with younger guys in the past, and they'd be like, well, no, we probably like a lot of the same bands, but you don't. That's just it. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, is there anything wrong with that? No. Do I give a fuck? No. I'm just pointing it out because it's a metal channel. We're going to talk about metal things. The fuck? We're going to run out of topics. So it's not a matter of Jada pointing him out. He has a problem with Tom G. It has nothing to fucking do with that. I could give two flying fucks about the guy. He's created some music I like, and he's got a ton of dog shit albums under his fucking belt. And I just saw an interview, thought I was stumbled across, and I was like, oh, this is the epitome of what I'm talking about. Clay walks around saying, I listen to heavy music, but you don't. You don't. You didn't mention a single fucking heavy thing. You didn't. You mentioned Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and a couple bands from the modern bands of taste with the 70s sound. That's not heavy music, and that's fine. That's totally 100% fine, but that's literally like me walking around like, I listen to rap. But I don't. Or I have a bunch of guns, and I'm into guns, and I'm Mr. But I'm not. Like it's just a false statement. Sky's red. Sky's blue. Like I'm just pointing out a false statement being said. That's it. Again, don't care, just pointing it out. See what the fuck else is in there, goddammit. Baphometic Fanny Packer. An additional question to ask someone like Tom G is what bands from the 80s has he discovered since then? Yeah, I kind of agree, although I don't know about since then. I'd be like, what other bands in the 80s? That's one of the bands when I threw out, when I was saying, I'm like, these aren't outlandish. And he doesn't, I'm pretty sure he doesn't like. They're all bands from the 80s when he was still young. All I was saying is just pointing out, okay, you're creating this style, this extreme style of music. You're claiming this is what you're passionate about. This is what you enjoy, but like literally none of the other bands are on the same time frame. I said Bathory Death, Massacre, all the bands from the 80s and shit. I was like, you don't even like. I mean, again, somebody did put in here, like, I'm pretty sure he likes Venom. I did assume that myself. The only reason I thought was somewhat maybe in question is because I know when Hellhammer first came out, the demo, maybe there was something like Venom's a bunch of brownies, here's Hellhammer or something like that. Now, I assume that's just fucking kind of like what we consider clickbait today, just a good headliner. You know what I mean? But I just threw it out there just in case, like, hell, it's possible he doesn't even like them. But I always assume that he at least likes fucking Venom. But, like I said, does he even like the first Bathory? He may, but does he like a Morbid Angel, Abomination to Desolation? There's kind of really no reason he shouldn't like that. If he's into heavy music, like he claims, and again, just for all the panty wearing homo was watching this, don't fucking care. I'm just correcting a fucking false statement being made. That's it. And just educational purposes for the young devils. That's it. There are tons of 80s and 90s metal bands that most never heard of until the internet became popular, and a heavy metal music lover can find new stuff to enjoy if they look. But do they even look or listen? That's kind of another. You said it perfectly there, Baphometic fanny pack. Shout out to you, Robert. I don't think I've ever seen you in the comments. Exactly. Because again, he point blank said that he's really passionate about music, etc., like that. But does he even look? Because to me, if you're super passionate about something, let's face it, whatever you're interested in, that's what you're YouTubing. That's what you're fucking searching on Google or searching out in some way, shape, or form. Or you're he's an older guy looking at magazines or whatever, old magazines, or talking to his friends, asking if that's what you're passionate about. That's what you're talking about. For example, we all know those canoes that are all about sports, and all to do is talk about sports, the fucking football game this Sunday. Because that's what they're passionate. That's what they're talking about, right? If he's as passionate as he claims about heavy music, why wouldn't he be searching any fucking bands out? He just doesn't like any of them, none of them for the most part. I mean, anything since like even anything. This whole fucking BS fucking statement too of anything after 1989 I don't like. He did that. That's kind of a crock of shit. I can understand if he didn't like the Florida death metal scene, the Swedish death metal scene. There's certain things, but there's like, dude, there was other tons of random other like different kinds of metal coming out, whether it been black metal, thrash metal, bands trying to sound like Black Sabbath, like Hour 13 or something. There's bands coming out that were different. So you can't even just give me, the 90s was just all death metal. And you're like, no, dude, no. That's a piss poor, lame ass fucking excuse. And again, like he said, that's kind of like what I never said that. And I guess I never directly thought about it, but it's been, without being able to know how to put it in words in the back of my mind too. Yeah, like, why aren't you like searching anything out then? You know what I mean? And I understand maybe it's like you're an older guy and you're not as looking for stuff, but at the same time, he made it sound like he's got nothing else to fucking listen to, nothing good coming out. If you actually looked, give me a fucking break, man. There's shit you'd be able to find, but he ain't looking because he ain't into it. That's all I'm saying. Lurking fear. I don't really agree with most of this, but I do understand what you say, why you say that. So I get it. It's mostly a generational thing. I agree, but we'll get back to that. I suspect that if you'd actually been born in the era that you say you wish you'd been born in, mid late 60s, then your taste might end up being pretty similar to these guys. Not saying it 100% would be, but it's likely. Glad you say that, brah. I don't disagree with you. That's very well possible. It's a possibility I wouldn't really like Cannibal Corpse, Suffocation, Mortician, those bands. It's possible. It's a generational thing. Let's say, like you said, mid 60s, 65, right? Okay. 15 years old, you're still young and passionate about music. I know because I was there. I was 15 when I was into this shit. You know what I mean? Younger. I got into it younger, but 15, I was still very young, buying shit like a motherfucker. Okay, if you're born in 65, it's now 1980. Oh, 82, 83, 84, 85. You're now 18, 19, 20. I was still super fucking passionate about then. That's where Tommy was. That was his frame. So why wasn't he liking why was he ever talking about the Mantis death demos? Why isn't he talking about Possessed Seven Churches? Why isn't he talking about fucking Bathory? Why isn't he talking about Insanity fucking demo? Why isn't he talking about this shit? It's all of his time frame. I agree. 90 on, that's why I said up to 89 to his age. So what was he by 1989? 25? Yeah, that is his fucking error. So what are you talking about? So you're right, but you kind of missed the part what I was saying. I was like, that's exactly why I was bringing up Terrorizer, World Downfall, Morbid Angel, up to even Carcass Symphonies of Sickness. That was 89. All the albums coming out fucking the 80s. Even let's put even the thrash bands in there and shit like that. I was just mentioning death metal stuff just because Hellhammer was thrown in there with the death and black metal. Does he even bring up fucking Sodom? I've never heard him bring up Sodom. About Creator. Never heard him bring up any of those fucking bands. That's all his era though, when he was super young. I promise you, if that was my era, yes, that's the shit I would be listening to. And I get it with the older guys when they're like, yeah, that's why I said some of the guys that they still love Possessed Seven Church and shit. He doesn't even sound like he even likes that. And again, he may. I'm just going by what the fuck he said. And now what I'm thinking about, because I have seen like paper interviews and shit like that when I was a teenager and stuff like that. This was just the first video, I guess, interview I've seen with Tom, because I never like searched him out or anything, and there might be others that he brings it up. But I've other interviews, and now that I'm thinking about it, I've never heard this guy bring up like actual real metal. He's bringing up some classic rock bands. That's it. That's it. So that tells me he's probably not much in it. Because in all honesty, too, like who at that time, like when this style was brand new and new in the '80s, for example, like Death putting out their demos and shit in '84, why kind of wouldn't you give a shout out to your fucking metal bros, to your guys doing the same shit as you? You know what I mean? Like that's what you'd be shouting out. You know what I mean? If you were into it, especially years and years later, because that's what you're. I know because the people that I know that were around that time, like the Dawn of the Deads and shit. That's what they talk about always, because that's what they grew up on. That's what they're passionate. So to this day, that's what he refers to. Your old Tommy bringing it up, and in all honesty, a lot of those later Celtic Frost, it kind of tells you everything you need to fucking know. No, he didn't like that shit. Look what he went out later on to go do that he thought was acceptable. So here's a shot at the fucking dog. Mike Wilder, in Horville's famous words, I can 100% guarantee that meeting Tom G. Warrior is infinitely more interesting and enriching than meeting Brah Horville. It depends who the person is, but yeah, I'm not an interesting person by any fucking means. However, if you're actually into death metal and shit, no, I'd probably be more interesting because we probably have more to talk about. You ain't gonna have shit to talk about with old Tommy unless all you listen to is Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and 70s stuff, but yet claim you're into heavy music, but you're not. Heavy music, that's Incantation, Mortal Throne, and Nazarene. That's heavy music, not Black Sabbath. That's classic fucking just awesome shit, but not heavy music. My dad likes that shit. Don't count. I'm a certain Mr. Warrior, Mr. Warrior is strong enough to follow his heart and desire reject what is expected of him. I don't expect shit of him. I'm just pointing out a fucking statement. He said something, and I'm like, that's a false statement. You claim you like heavy music. His words. No, you don't. And if you do, you didn't bring any up. Okay. Best case scenario, maybe he does. Why didn't you bring up any heavy bands then? Why didn't you? You didn't mention any. So I assume you don't like heavy music. Someone who is a true to himself is never a poser. I don't think I called him a poser. And if I did, I use that term kind of fucking loosely. You know what I mean? It's not like, is he an actual poser? No, who's he posing off? No. I'm just saying he's claiming to like something that he doesn't like. Mr. Warrior gave us historic music. Yes, he did. While this pretentious buffoon is only babbling and selling records by other people. Yeah, the other people, bands that I'm passionate about and listen to, other stuff that I'm not, but just the metal scene in general, and this babbling buffoon that you're listening to. So who's really the fucking at the bottom here? I'm putting out the video and you're watching it. What the fuck are you watching me for then, man? If you're thinking about babbling buffoon, so it makes no goddamn sense. Change the channel. Bah, bah. And V Dog, aka Rap Happy Pappy. Yes, ha 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 ha. This guy reminds me of fucking my brother. Just likes to hear fucking people get ragged on. It's like, why the fuck are you watching them, dude? V Dog always saying something negative, although some of the shit I've given is actually pretty fucking funny. This brow gave this long nonsense lecture as if he was a professor of poserology at Harvard or something. Poserology. Man, that's pretty funny. And yet this you're listening and still listening and listening to several videos because you comment on them. So what does it tell you about yourself there, brah? Put out your own channel, and I guarantee I won't even be listening because I don't give a flying fuck what you have to say. So makes no sense to me. Oh, here we go. I was spot on the money. Look at this. Fraser Dawson, Tom G. Warrior, 59 years old. 59 years old. You just turned 59 in July. Okay, see, I was like, what is he, 60? I was damn fucking close to my math. So yeah, he was born roughly 62, 63. Born this year, 63. So, and then I'm pretty sure the first Hellhammer demo came out in 82. So yeah, he's like 18 years old, 19 years old. So 2 years later, the first Bathory LP comes out. Extreme music at that time, really extreme music at that time. He's now 2021. He's burnt out. If he was super passionate about it, he would have the fucking original Yellow Goat LP. Does he? Doubt it. Just saying. Again, do I care? No. Just saying. Claims he like heavy shit, but his own time frame, that is his fucking time frame. Yes, I get it why he doesn't own fucking Hemorrhage or some bullshit. I get no shit. And I don't expect him to fucking like that. But Bathory didn't bring him up. And if I'm talking about heavy shit and kind of the genre that I helped create part of, why the fuck wouldn't you mention United Metal Brothers? Why are you mentioning Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden that everybody and their mom knows? Like, kind of give a shout out to your bros. That's just my opinion. Why didn't he give a shout out to his bros? Because they ain't his bros, because he don't fucking listen to them. That's why. There's some more dog in here. There's got to be. I was hoping for something a little bit better than that. I thought I saw a little bit more when I pre-looked at this. Mike Wilder. Here's one. Today's criminal case, Tom G. Warrior is accused of not constantly listening to extreme music. He ain't accused of shit. I'm just saying about what the fuck he said and just correcting the statement. Judge Justin Nero Orville might sentence him to the electric chair. Judge Justin Orville doesn't give a flying fuck. He's just informing you of what the hell he heard and just correcting it. That's all. Again, you guys not like, let me ask you a question. When you're out and about, even if you don't want to, you don't correct them because you don't want to talk to them. If somebody literally comes up to you and they bring up a man, dude, I love heavy shit. Let's just say you're in a death metal. I'm assuming most of you that watch us either like death metal, black metal, the extreme music scene. And you meet that canoe that we always talk about, and he's like, oh, dude, I love the heavy shit. Heavier the better. Fuck yeah. And all he's talking about is Pantera, Static X, Tool, literally Tool, Cold Chamber. Are you A, going to correct them? Or B, if you don't, because you're just like, oh, dude, I don't even want to talk to this fucking tool bag, which is what I do. I don't want to correct him for the most part. You're at least thinking, this guy ain't got a fucking clue. What is he talking about? The heavy shit. If anyone would have a fucking brain cell that listens to this shit knows what I'm fucking talking about right now. If you don't, then I don't even know what the fuck you're doing watching this channel, to be quite frankly honest with you. It was just a similar thing with Tom, claiming he likes all the, no, man, I'm really passionate about heavy music. And then he starts naming bands. I'm like, waiting to hear what the heavy bands are, man. Where are the heavy bands? Because I was kind of generally curious. I'm like, oh, does this guy listen to Repulsion Horrified? Does he? So I've always wondered. Yeah, just super passionate about the heavy shit. Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden. Where's the list of heavy bands, bro? I'm waiting to hear. That's all I'm saying. Same with the fucking, like I said, if this is the 25-year-old kid of today and he just starts mentioning Static X and Mushroom Head shit, aren't you kind of thinking? I'm just thinking, okay, that's the homeboy shit. Don't like it at all. It's cool if you do. Don't care that you do. Don't care what a grown man likes. So you're like, heavy shit, man. Where's the heavy shit? I haven't heard any heavy bands yet, so I'm waiting. Where are the heavy bands at? That's all I'm saying. Where the fuck really was? God damn it. Although Mr. Warrior is a key figure in creating extreme music, that he is, and I give him credit for that all day, every day. Cool ass fucking image. Hellhammer was fucking awesome. Celtic Frost, first two albums. The EP, Emperor's Return, the first two full lengths, fucking great. After that, Trash Central in my book, but some people like it all, and that's cool. But absolutely a fucking metal icon. Not taking that away from him whatsoever. Absolutely, he's an icon. Funny thing is, too, a lot of these guys fucking dog me. Between Hellhammer and the early Frost shit, I probably own more shit than you do. Literally, I probably own more shit than you do. So technically, I'm a bigger fan of his shit than you are. Yet you're fucking calling me out. The fuck? Fuck out of here. Although Mr. War is a key figure in creating extreme music, we are not certain it will be enough for Judge World. There's no, not judging him, man. Just waiting to hear what the heavy bands are. Just waiting to hear what the heavy shit was. That's all, man. Said he liked heavy shit. Just waiting to hear the list. That's it. That's all. I don't consider Van Halen heavy. Sorry, I just don't. Let him free. Maybe if Mr. War's only metal music was selling records by mail, he would be respectable. We'll see. He is respectable. So no, I didn't say that. I just said I was waiting to hear what the heavy bands were because I didn't hear any. Said he liked them. I was just waiting to hear the list. That's it. Didn't get that list. I didn't even know this. Peichel. Funny thing too, he buried Metallica when they covered the Usurper a couple years back, calling it a disgrace. So he's judged Metallica on ripping on them, and it's like the thing is actually I might even go on and say it. I mean, from what I've heard, just based on Metallica doing cover songs, and I think in interviews they might listen to more metal than he does. Not saying they don't. I'm sure they're like very, very, very fucking similar about. I know they like Merciful Fate minimally. Mr. Heavy Music, he didn't mention Merciful Fate. I will make the assumption that he likes Merciful Fate. I would sure as fuck hope so. Um, but I'm saying it's like you're ripping on. You're in the same fucking boat they are, dude. The only reason you're ripping on them is because they make more money than you. They're more successful. But yet, technically, you actually with Hellhammer kind of started before Metallica. At least your releases were out before them. So just sounds like a jealousy thing. What are you ripping on them for? Dude? You're in the same fucking category as them. Mike Wilder, if these old devils are posers, why does Mr. Horrible is selling the records? Again, I didn't say he was a fucking poser, and I've had more, just based on the fucking stupid ass fucking comment, I own more Frost and Hellhammer than you do. At least the good albums. Everything my Hellhammers do. But, so you don't even get to make a comment like that, man. Never called him a fucking poser. I said he claims that he likes heavy music. I'm just waiting for that list. That's all. Just waiting for the list, bro. Doesn't it make him a hypocrite and poser himself? No. I never called him a fucking poser or said his band sucks. I said it's a fucking legend. Hey, Mr. Swollen Arm and Sprain Hair World, stop selling poser music if you are so true to extreme. I don't sell poser music, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What I consider poser music is fucking Slipknot, Cold Chamber, Tool, and last I checked, that's not in Hell's catalog. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's fucking makes him a poser. And just because I disagree with him doesn't make him a poser. Just because I call something out to make a fucking entertaining video doesn't make him a fucking poser. It's the topic to talk about. And that's about it. There's a couple questions here, but we'll keep it fucking related to the video since we're over the 20 mark. So, yeah, that's it for this one, Devils. Keep it on the Tom G talk. Maybe I'll, like I said, get this posted. Probably not tomorrow. Day or two. So it'll be soon after the original fucking video. See if we can keep the fucking pink panties riding. And, yeah, if you guys going to say something like, love the ripping on the dog, those are the best fucking videos because I can comment back and it keeps fucking videos coming. So, no problem with that. But if you're going to say something, don't say something fucking stupid. Like, at least listen to the fucking video. Like, he's calling Tom Warrior a poser. He said, I never fucking said that. I'd never call him a poser. I'm just saying he doesn't like he claims he likes heavy music, and he'd even give one fucking heavy band. That's all I'm saying. Just, where's the heavy bands at, bro? So don't come in here saying asinine, dumb shit that I didn't even fucking say. All for the fucking, the rip-ons and the jabs. That's cool, but at least fucking makes sense. Don't come in here swinging like you're a fucking idiot. And say, yeah, they call it for us sucks and they're posers. We got our own shit by them. Why do you sell them then? Wait, what? I never said that. I don't like Hellhammer and Frost. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Never said he's not an icon. Never said he didn't do anything. So like don't just like make crap up. You look like a fucking idiot. That's all. But anything else, free, fair game, and definitely up for fucking debates all the time. More debates are probably the best videos. Probably gets the it's kind of the most entertaining for me too. So you know what I mean? And I think that's what people like to listen to. So we keep the debates going, no problem. But just don't say fucking random stupid shit that makes you look like a fucking asshat. So put it in there, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns, and I'll get them answered later, goddammit.